everyone, Shane Callan here again from Iron Fly Fishing. So today we're doing a short fly tying video of a terrestrial dry fly. This is what I call the disco hopper. So it's very similar to most hopper terrestrial patterns, but it's got a different type of dubbing in the body, and it's got a pearl rib. So I tend to find that this fly works well when all the other sort of natural or more sort of subtle looking terrestrial patterns kind of stop working, and it can get their attention. Now you can tie this dry as it is here, or you can tie it with a hen hackle at the front to be pulled through a wave. Now this fly works for both sort of hillock brownies right through to overwintered rainbows. So we'll get started. Now, the hook I'm going to be using for this fly is a Sprite barbless dry fly, the S2401 in size 12. Now, really like this hook. It's got sort of a matte bronze finish, but for a barbless dry fly hook, it's got a nice little upturn point, which I find really helps. Sorry, the thread that I'm going to be using for this fly is a Veevus 16.0 in black. So I'll get this thread onto the body. Now this is a really simple fly to tie, really quick fly to tie as well, but can be really productive at times. Now the rib on this fly is going to be a Uni Pearl in 14. So we'll bring that up about 2/3 of the way up the shank of the hook and back down to the bend of the hook. Now the dubbing I'm going to use is actually a dubbing I've put together myself. Okay, so this dubbing is a mixture of black seal's fur, black rabbit, it's got black UV dubbing in it as well, and then a whole range of different metallic dubbings from blue to red to sort of emerald green and magenta. So works really well. This dubbing I will put on in quite a thick dubbing rope, and it will be brushed out and plucked out in a moment. So and get the dubbing on. Doesn't have to be very slim on the body here, because we're going to be plucking this out afterwards. So up to where I started the turn for the rib. Now I'm going to get my toothbrush and pluck this out. Now this will catch the seal's fur fibers, but it will also catch that metallic dubbing and pluck it out nicely. So rough that up before we put on our rib. So you can see, looks like that. Stroke it forward a little bit, and you want about 4 turns up the body. You want the nice open turns so we can get that dubbing to come through. And then one final turn underneath where the hackle is going to be, stroking all of that dubbing back to give us a nice neat finish up at the top of the fly. And we'll nip off the waist. Now, you can see that it's quite a sort of roughed up body as it is, but I'll go with that again with the toothbrush, just to loosen out that dubbing. And then I will get my little piece of Velcro, and that will just catch any of those sort of trapped fibers, just to give that body with the rib a smoother sort of finish. You can see that gives a really nice effect. All of the different colors of metallic coming through, and that pearl rib on the body. Now, the legs on this fly are going to be, this is a Veniards knotted black pheasant tail. Now you can do this yourself. You can knot the pheasant tail legs yourself. I just find it's an awful lot easier to buy it pre-knotted. So, and get our legs. Now my hoppers, I don't like to have the legs too long, just a little bit longer than the length of the hook itself. Pinch it up and on the side, and I pull them down either side of the hook if I can. Nip off the waist again, and just neaten up the head for the hackle. Come in with my brush once more, just to loosen those fibres out. And you see it gives a really, really nice effect with those legs going down either side. Now, the hackle that I'm going to use is a whiting high and dry. This is a black cock hackle. As I've said, you can tie this fly as a wet fly with a hen hackle, but for this one, we're tying it as a dry fly. So strip off the waist, and we'll catch that in on top. Nip off the end, and a couple more turns to bed down. Now you see that the top of the fly here is quite smooth, so it should make the hackle a little bit easier to wind on. Now you're going to have about 4 turns of hackle at the top of this fly. Pulling those fibres back after each one, bringing it right up to the eye of the hook. It's a nice size eye on this hook, which can allow you to have a really nice, neat finish to the head. So those 4 turns, just going to catch that in at the top. I'll put 3 or 4 turns in behind the hackle just to secure. Should be able to pinch that off. Stroke the fibres back. Come in and finish off the head. Get my whip finish tool. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Catch the thread, slide it up, and finish. Nip off the waist. Now obviously you can varnish that head, but that is what I like to call the disco hopper. So give it a go. Hopefully it will prove successful over the coming summer months. If you enjoyed this video, we'd really appreciate you drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel for further upcoming videos, and follow us on Instagram at ironflyfishing. So hope you all enjoyed. Tight lines for the coming months, and we'll see you again soon. Thank you.